Wow, look at this. It's an original cannon that we have here near the Fountain of Youth Museum, St. Augustine, Florida. San Agustin. Wow, look at that. And it's an original one. We don't know how old it might be, but it's hundreds of years old. Look what happens to the actual steel, the iron, the steel. Look how the crystal growth happens to it. And nature reclaims, or as I would say, there is no nature. But how the artificial crystal structure of the steel starts degrading with the ocean spray, the ocean salt, the crystals, and the air, the humid air, the water starts corroding, and it starts going back to its natural state before it was artificially tampered with. Impressive. That's pretty amazing, guys. So hey guys, we're here again at the Fountain of Youth, Ponce de Leon entrance. This is the back entrance. We're not going in this way, it's closed, but I just wanted to share with you the decay that we can see here on an actual cannon, a real cannon, an original steel cannon from the past. We don't know how old it is. You know, fake history would like us to believe this is around 500-ish years old, maybe 400. We have no idea of knowing, no way of knowing. But my point here is that, you know, look at how iron and steel decays. You know, it's gonna decay eventually into nothingness, right? So it's gonna get reclaimed by the world around it, no matter what. Meaning that, you know, imagine if 1,000 years went by, or 5,000, or whatever amount of time, this would be completely gone. If somebody dropped this, like from, you know, 30 feet or 100 feet, you know, we don't know if it would. Hey, how's it going? We're just making a video. Is this a real cannon here? Are these original cannons or remakes?
No, they're original.
They look to be original, don't they?
Yes.
That's really impressive, guys. Look at the cracks. So there goes those theories that, you know, artificial stuff like plastics or metals are forever. They're not. You know, this one is barely here after 500 years. So it would stand to reason that over maybe 1,000 years, this would be completely destroyed, possibly. But so we have no idea of knowing how old the world we live in really is. Okay, and then we have this tree. Look at this tree here. It's a huge tree. Might be here, you know, well over 200 years of age. I mean, we have to do a lot of testing to determine the real age, but just from looking at it, you can tell it's well over 300 years old. Because I'm familiar with trees that are, you know, over 100 years old. They were there, you know, since my grandfather passed away. You know, he was really old, and so I know what a tree that looks like when it's 120, 150 years old. And this is, you know, much thicker than that. So it would stand to reason, just by a linear equation, extrapolation, that this tree is well over 300 years old. It might be similar in age to these cannons. Pretty amazing, guys. All right, guys, so after filming those cannons, we see all these trees, which are, you know, pretty big trees, beautiful trees. And some of them thicker, some of them older than others. But there's something amiss on this trip that I'm not seeing. Is where are the trees that are older than 500 years? So you mean to tell me that when the Spanish came here, there were no trees? Or when the Spanish allegedly came here, there were no trees? So what happened before them? Why do we get this timeline interruption where the oldest trees are no older than 500, 400, 300 years? What happened before that? Were there no trees? Or did they get cut down on purpose? Did they get mowed down? Did they get burned down? What happened? And why would you do that? Just a theory, right? A hypothesis. But if you were, a crazy conquistador or whatever really happened back then, and you came here, or you wanted to delete ancient history, and you were here on the land already before that, so either you came or you were here before that, you would destroy any evidence of any previous civilizations, of any previous, concrete evidence of the world that was before. So one thing you would do is you would cut down all the trees that were older than the time frame that you wanted to reset or artificially reset. And that is one theory of why you do not see trees older than 300, 400, 500 years old, because they were all cut down artificially on purpose by whomever, had the intention of resetting the history and making you think that there is nothing older than that. And also, so there wouldn't be a tree that was twice the size of this, or 3 times, or 5 times, or 10 times as big as this. Because then what happens? Maybe those trees start having different properties, different characteristics. Maybe they start developing some other electrical phenomena or electromagnetic phenomena that they do not want you to know about. So just something to think about.